Hello world and hello amazing Philippines. Good day to all and of course to our dear professor, Dr. Babia. This is group 4 and we're going to present our output in curriculum and development subject. Okay, I'm Sir Maridel Ambos.
I am Danica Marie Lawas.
I'm Sister Pinky Salem.
And I am Therese Carmel Tapales.
Okay, let me share of course our screen for our report. Yeah. So this is of course curriculum guide on mathematics 1 and this is for grade 1. And this is for first quarter also. So for our course description, Mathematics 1 is a fundamental course designed to develop early learners' understanding of numbers, shapes, patterns, and basic operations through hands-on activities and real-life applications. The course emphasizes building number sense, measurement, and shape recognition while fostering critical thinking and problem solving. Students, of course, will explore addition and subtraction, apply concepts to practical scenarios, and develop confidence through both individual and collaborative learning. Ma'am Danica, take it away.
Okay, for key stage standards, sorry for that. For stage standards, key stage 1 of the mathematics curriculum focuses on grade 1 to 3 learners. At this stage, the curriculum addresses the development of early numeracy by focusing on the learner's understanding of 1 to 4 digit numbers, measures basic shapes, and simple data. It also develops their fluency in carrying out procedures or operations involving these mathematical objects in their various representations. Mastery of early numeracy concepts lays the groundwork for understanding more complex mathematical concepts and solving more complex problems.
Thank you, Ms. Danica. Also, kindly check the other Word document. Thank you. Next, for the grade level standards, grade 1 learners develop core knowledge and skills in number and algebra, measurement and geometry, and data and probability. In number and algebra, they work with whole numbers up to 100, ordinal numbers up to 10th, addition and subtraction, place value for 2-digit numbers, fractions such as 1/2 and 1/4, repeating patterns, and Philippine currency, including coins and bills up to 100 pesos. For measurement and geometry, students recognize simple 2-dimensional shapes, measure using non-standard units, understand half turns and quarter turns, and read time in hours, half hours, and days. In data and probability, they interpret data through pictographs. These skills are applied through critical thinking, problem solving, and communication with technology supporting real-world applications.
Thank you, Ms. Therese. And for the course or subject standards, the mathematics curriculum aims to ensure that learners, 1, understand and apply mathematical concepts, operations, and procedures to solve both routine and non-routine problems related to everyday life. Second, develop fluency in mathematical processes through regular practice and meaningful learning experiences. Third, communicate and represent mathematical ideas using language appropriate to their developmental level. And fourth, enhance problem solving and critical thinking skills by engaging with real-world and mathematical problems. Fifth, foster appreciation, curiosity, and creativity in mathematics, promoting positive attitudes and values toward the subject. Doc Ambos.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister Pinky. Yeah, we actually divide our topic for quarter 1 into 8 weeks. And for our week 1, we have the topic exploring and comparing 2D shapes, identifying and understanding their features. For our core competencies, we have 2. The first is identify simple 2-dimensional shapes. That includes, of course, triangle, rectangle, square of different size and in different orientations. The second one is compare and distinguish two-dimensional shapes according to features such as sides and, of course, the corners. And for our learning objectives, we have three: identify and name 2D shapes, triangles, rectangles, and square in different sizes and orientations. The second is sort and classify 2D shapes by features, examples by sides and corners through, of course, hands-on activities like cut and paste or tracing. And the last is appreciate the role of shapes in daily life by engaging in discussions and activities. For our teaching strategies, we use, of course, hands-on manipulatives. We have also real-life connection, visual and digital aids, cooperative learning, game-based learning. And for our assessment methods, we have the following. For formative, observation, and questioning, we also use a think, pair, share, sorting activity, the mini whiteboard quiz. And for our summative assessment methods, we have worksheet, performance task, the oral or practical test, and of course, our exit ticket. We have listed also our, of course, references like the textbooks that we have. We have also online resources for these and, of course, the materials, okay, below. So for our week 2, we have, of course, building and breaking, no? Shapes, exploring composition and decomposition of 2D figures. Okay, we have only one core competency for this. We have compose and decompose triangles, squares, and rectangles. But we have, of course, listed three objectives. We have one for to explain, of course, how larger shapes and are formed and decomposed using smaller triangles, squares, and rectangles. Then second is manipulate shapes to compose, okay, and decompose them into various configurations. Okay, the third is appreciate real life application of shapes by actively participating on the hands-on activities. Okay. For our, of course, teaching strategies, we use hands-on manipulatives, no? Real-life applications, the interactive digital tools. Supposing this is for, of course, private schools. Many private schools have, of course, computer, no? Okay, for grade 1. Okay, and we have, of course, cooperative learning. We also have game-based learning. Okay, because we follow, of course, the triangulation. Okay, basing from, of course, the objectives that we have. So we have these assessments. The first is we have, of course, observation and questioning, the think, pair, share, the mini whiteboard activity. Then we have sorting activity also, exit ticket. And for our summative assessments, we have performance tasks, worksheets assessment, oral and practical test, and of course, the project-based assessment. You can see here, of course, our references and, of course, the materials needed for this, okay, week 2 lesson. Okay, thank you. Let's have, of course, Ma'am Danica.
Thank you, Doc. And for the week 4, the topic is ordering and building numbers up to 10. I'm sorry. Yes, Doc.
Ma'am Danica, it's week 3.
Sorry, for week 3.
Yeah.
Rather, for week 3, this is visualizing and representing whole numbers from 1 to 100. And we have 3 core competencies for this one. And the first one is identify and count numbers from 0 to 100 using various representations, example, the objects and number lines. And for the second one, demonstrate counting by grouping objects and using manipulatives like blocks or counters. And for the third one is show confidence and enthusiasm in counting through participation in group activities. And for the teaching strategies, we have hands-on manipulatives, number charts and grids. We also have digital and visual tools, storytelling and real-life context, collaborative and kinesthetic activities, and assessment through play. And for assessment methods, we have for the formative evaluation, observation and questioning, think, pair, share, mini whiteboard practice, interactive digital activities, exit ticket. And for the summative evaluation, we have performance task, written worksheet, oral presentation, group project, and also quiz. And for the resources and materials, we get it online. We have the links here. And I'll continue for the week 4. And for the week 4, the topic of this one is ordering and building numbers up to 10. And for the core competencies, we have for the first one, describe the position of objects using ordinal numbers, first, second, third, up to 10th. And also compose and decompose numbers up to 10 using concrete materials. Example 5 is 5 and 0. 4 and 1 is 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 1, and so on. So for we have 3 objectives here. The first one is identify and explain ordinal numbers from first to 10th in both writing and speaking. And for the second one, arrange and order items based on their positions using ordinal numbers in real life context. And the last one is develop a positive attitude toward problem solving by composing and decomposing numbers up to 10 with physical objects showing enthusiasm and persistence. And for the teaching strategies, we have storytelling, real life connection. We have also ordinal numbers activities, number composition, decompositions activities. Also, we have practice like reinforced learning, collaborative work, matching game, interactive digital tools. And for the assessment evaluation, we have performance task, exit ticket, and a worksheet or quiz. And for the assessment method, for the week 4, for the formative assessment, like for example, observe if students correctly use ordinal numbers to describe and arrange object positions. And also we have like monitor how students compose and decompose numbers with counters or other materials. And for summative assessment, we have written assessment for performance-based assessment and performance-based assessment. And for the resources, we also we get it online also, and it's provided in the last column. And yes, for the next for the 5th week, we may have Miss Therese, for this reporting.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Danica. I'll be talking about weeks 5 and 6. First, for week 5, our topic is addition of numbers with sums up to 20. We have 3 core competencies. First, solve addition problems up to 20. Compare 2 numbers and order them from smallest to largest or vice versa. Second, use counters or objects to perform addition and organize numbers in order. And the last one, show confidence and enjoyment by participating in group math games. Oh, pardon. That was for the learning objectives. And next, we have the real core competencies here. First is to compare 2 numbers up to 20. Next is to order numbers up to 20 from smallest to largest and vice versa. And with these learning objectives from the very left side, we also have our teaching strategies. We have guided demonstration, hands-on activity, picture to equation practice, think, pair, share, story problem activity. And next, for our assessment methods, under formative assessment, we have observation, oral questions, peer interaction. For summative assessment, we have written quiz and performance task. You can also see our resources, which are from the books. Next, for week 6, our topic is putting together and counting up. Our learning competency is to illustrate addition of numbers with sums up to 20 using a variety of concrete and pictorial models, and describes addition as counting up and putting together. We have 3 learning objectives. First is to understand and explain addition up to 20 by illustrating it with concrete and pictorial models. describing it as counting up and putting together. Next is to manipulate objects like counters or blocks to physically demonstrate addition and construct visual models. And lastly, is to show confidence and interest in learning addition by participating in hands-on and visual activities, demonstrating enthusiasm for solving problems. And for our teaching strategies, we have guide think aloud with manipulatives. We have pictorial presentation with number bonds and 10 frames. And we have collaborative story problem creation. For our assessment methods, for summative, we have addition, discovery, project. Next, we have concrete modeling, pictorial representation, verbal or written explanation. We also have, for the formative side, addition modeling journal. And then we have, lastly, reflection and discussion. We also have the link here for your reference. Thank you so much. Next, Sister Pinky.
Thank you, Ms. Doris. So now in week 7, we have the topic, adding made easy, understanding number properties. And from this topic, we have the competency to illustrate by applying the following properties of addition using sums up to 20. And A, we have the sum of 0 and any number is equal to the number, and changing the order of added does not change the sum. And we have also the learning objectives. Number 1, we have to demonstrate the identity property by showing that adding 0 to a number does not change the number. And second, apply the commutative property by rearranging addends to show that the sum remains the same. And the third, to develop confidence and enthusiasm in using addition properties through problem solving and sharing their thinkings verbally and in writing. And for the teaching strategies, we have here the guided demonstration and hands-on activity, think, pair, share, and real-life examples, interactive games. And for assessment methods, we have informative assessment, we have observation, oral questions, group activity, and for the summative assessments, we have performance tasks and written quiz. And this, we have here the references that we have in the last column. And for the 8th week, we have the counting made easy, which is our topic. And we have here the core competency. We have solved problem given orally or in picture involving addition with sums up to 20. And we have the objectives. 1 is to solve addition problems with sums up to 20 with at least 80% accuracy. And the second, the objective, we have to interpret and translate visual representation into numerical addition equation. And the third one, to develop confidence by explaining addition reasoning using appropriate vocabulary and participating in peer discussions. And from that, we have here the teaching strategies. We have the guided demonstration, hands-on activity, picture to equation practice, think, a pair, share, story problems activity. And for our assessment methods, we have formative assessment, observation, oral questions, group activity, And for the summative assessments, we have written quiz and performance task. And for the reference, we have here in the last column of the presentation. That's
Thank
all.
you. Beautiful Sister Pinky, and of course, very awesome monthlies, and the Ozing, beautiful Miss Danica. Okay, for of course, the conclusion of our output, okay, a well-crafted curriculum guide ensures, of course, that learning outcomes are in line with the fundamental ideas of the Matatag curriculum by acting as a roadmap for teachers and students. And the goal of the Matatag curriculum is, of course, to promote critical thinking, problem solving, and the practical applications of information through an all-encompassing student-centered approach to education. And of course, a curriculum that is in line with the following. Number one is supports key competencies. We have promotes active learning. The third rather is integrates various learning modalities. If you notice, so we have different modalities there. Number four encourages emotional and social development, which is very necessary, okay, for of course our learners in grade one. And for of course the impact of our on student learning, we have of course the holistic development. So we need to develop the total person of, okay, the learner, the total package probably now. And we have increased motivation and engagement. I like this one. We have of course future ready skills. Yeah, we need to prepare our students to be ready, and of course meeting diverse needs. So we are having, of course, inclusion and diversity inside our classroom. In conclusion, or probably in closing, an aligned curriculum directly, of course, supports the objectives of the Matatag curriculum by offering flexible yet structured learning environment that fosters academic and personal development. And in the end, it contributes to kids' success in the school and beyond by helping them acquire critical life skills and deeper comprehension of the subject matter. And of course, this is Mr. Maridel Ambos.
I'm Danica Marie Lawas.
I'm Sister Pinky Salem.
Again, I'm Therese Carmel Palace.
And we thank you for, of course, being with us. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Babia, for that
Thank you,
wonderful,
Doc.
sharing of expertise, knowledge, and so on. God bless you, Doc. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.